What's up, witches? So I wanted to come on here today and talk about the delicious rewards of building relationships with demons. A lot of people just want to jump in to spell work, kind of like they jump into bed with random people at a very quick pace. But a lot of people just want to jump into spell work, with demons. And hello, everybody. And they might want to, get some spell work done. They might want to, see a manifestation come to life. And so they just start working with demons. And yeah, that can get some results, but building relationships with demons is going to get you so much more delicious results. I can promise you that. So this is not something a lot of people teach. A lot of people just teach, how to actually do spell work with demons, how to actually just start the work. Well, a huge part of the work, I would say half of the work, is actually building the relationships, preparing for doing demonic magic. So today I just want to talk about, the delicious things that come from, actually taking the time to connect deeply to demons first before going into spell work and building up these relationships. And I know that sounds like a really long process. It sounds like, this is going to take a lot of time. I'm not going to be able to get my spells done, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It can take days. It can take weeks. It just kind of depends on, how much you want to put into it and how important your goals are to you. Hello, everybody. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go into some of the things that a lot of people don't teach about when it comes to demonolatry. Demonolatry is, of course, doing demonic magic, working alongside of demons to fulfill your goals, to attain the things that you're dreaming up. But if, just like I said earlier, if you do a little quickie, with somebody that you just met, you might get instant gratification. But if you build a relationship with these demons, you're going to see far more delicious effects on your life, on yourself, on claiming your own power. You're going to see far more effective spell results. So let's just talk about some of the delicious things that come with actually building relationships with demons. So first off, I do have some notes too, because I don't want to leave out any of the important things. And if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat and I will get to them. But protection, all of us, I actually did a poll recently on Instagram and asked people how confident they feel in their protections, or if they're even doing protections. And a lot of people surprisingly said that they weren't doing protections at all. And, like when they're doing rituals or just in their daily life, or a lot of people just said that they do them, but they don't feel very confident in them. So one of the kind of delicious side effects of building relationships with demons and not just going to them and asking them to, be a genie in a bottle and fulfill your wishes and move on, and then get bored of demons and go on, with your life. One of the delicious rewards is being constantly protected. Whenever you connect with a demon and you spend quality time like building that relationship, even whenever you're not doing protection rituals, you're not asking to be protected, they're going to be there protecting you. That is one of the most incredible things that has come from my demonolatry practice. I have so many demons that are constantly protecting me, and I don't even have to ask for it. Yes, I do have, very intense, protection, and wards and things that I do on a routine basis, but I'm constantly protected at the same time. Just like, a lot of people say their spirit guides are protecting them or their ancestors, you can also have demons be protecting you. So the, the more layers you can have of protection in between you and somebody or something harmful, the more protected you're going to be, the more farther away from that harm that you're going to be. So it's just an incredible side effect, to just working with demons. It's just being constantly protected, even when you're not asking for it. And some other good things is, guidance, getting guidance on just your daily life, getting guidance on your career, on your relationships, getting guidance on, how to attain your goals faster, getting guidance on getting clarity for what you really truly desire, rather than, just saying oh, I want money. You can work with demons too, and they'll give you guidance too. Like I said, whenever they're in your life, they kind of, their energy gets infused into your life, all the different facets. So they'll give you guidance, through your dreams, if you do divination with them, just through signs throughout your day. And they become part of your spirit team. They're more of like your infernal spirit team, but they give you guidance on all of these different things. They can give you guidance, like I said, on getting clarity on like what you really want, but then they can also give you guidance on how to actually attain it in the physical realm and through your spell work, because we can't get anything, you know, if we just do spell work about something, or, you know, I mean, you can get stuff if you just work in the physical, but if you're combining, you know, spell work and doing the things in the physical realm, you're going to get what you want. Like, that's just pretty much, unless it's just something that's not for you. You know, if you're asking for something that's just not meant for you or not meant for you right now. But yeah, so that's incredible guidance. And I love doing dream work with demons. I hear a lot of people talking about, you know, doing dream work with like deities, or just doing like just dream work, you know, just kind of like interpreting their dreams and stuff. Dream work with demons is so powerful. I actually just did some last night with Astaroth before I went to bed, and it's so incredible, the guidance and the clarity on things that you can get through your dreams. And dreams can be, especially for me, can be super chaotic and like nonsensical and stuff. And so whenever I work with demons, I get a lot more, you know, like actual, you know, clear messages and like clear guidance through those. So it's really nice. And then also another delicious thing of building relationships with demons is being challenged, you know, being challenged to like level up in who you are, you know, developing yourself, you know, self-mastery, you know, getting clarity on what it is that you truly want out of this life, who you want to become. That's a constant thing, especially working with demons like Lucifer, or, you know, Lilith or Belial. Belial has been like, I know I've talked about Belial a lot, especially those of you that are in the academy. I know there's several of you here. Yeah, Belial is very dear to my heart, because Belial has challenged me and pushed me into greater, you know, heights that I ever could have imagined. Because Belial doesn't just sit around and just like help you and, you know, give you some cute little guidance and stuff. Belial will challenge you and make sure that what you're asking for is truly what you want. Will challenge you to see if you're actually willing to put in the work for what you want. Because if you, you know, go to Belial and you say that you want help attaining something, he's gonna make sure you do. He's gonna make sure you really want it. So if you work with demons like that, you're going to get, you know, and all of the demons do it in their own ways, but there are some demons like Belial that are just far more intense about it, you know, really challenging you and pushing you to that next level, pushing you to those next heights, you know, allowing you to see your full potential and to go after claiming it, you know, and not stopping till you do. And if you work with demons, there's never going to be, you know, a ceiling to that limit. There's always going to be greater heights and more potential that you can gain. You know, you can keep going further, keep tapping into your own power. That's another thing too. Working with, you know, demons on like a long-term basis and building relationships, you tap the fuck into your personal power. You really do. You cannot just like work with demons, you know, like on a regular basis and like not feel powerful as fuck, because they help you, you know, find out how to tap into your power. And like I said, they help you see the potential you really have. Especially like Lucifer. Lucifer is really good about like showing you what you're really capable of. And it's hard to like sit around in like a mundane life and like be stagnant if you can see what you're capable of, you know? It's hard to not go after those things and not go after your true potential and not want to tap the fuck into your power fully if you can see it, you know? So that's another delicious reward of building relationships with demons. And then just like constant support, you know? I think a lot of people kind of think that, you know, working with demons is very transactional, that you know, they're just there to work with for your goals, and, you know, they don't, you know, it's not any sort of like, it's basically just like a cheap exchange. You give them offerings, or, you know, you light a candle for them and stuff, and they'll give you what you want. It's far more deeper than that. Like, especially if you've, you know, not worked with demons and you've maybe worked with just deities or, you know, other spirits and things, there's like a really intense level of support. It's not just this transactional thing. I think people that think that demonolatry is just this transactional, just cheap thing, this exchange, I think that that's just probably how they see relationships, you know, just in their daily life. So that's just, it's really easy, I think, for a lot of people to like put their own shit, you know, into their practice, you know, into, you know, their relationships with deities, their relationships with demons and spirits. And yeah, but use your own intuition, you know. So if you feel like it's this transactional thing, like maybe do some work about that, like do some divination, maybe, try to do some dream work or something, connect with those demons. And if you're feeling like they're not giving you, like a level of support and like guidance and like all these other things I've talked about, if you don't feel like they're protecting you, then it sounds like you need to, maybe do some inner work, like I said, and, spend some more time with them, spend some quality time connecting with these demons. Because like I said, if you just go in, you ask for help, and you might get some results. I mean, you might get something out of that. But if you actually connect with these demons and you build relationships, even with deities, I mean, any sort of entities that you're working with, if you actually take the time to, build those relationships up, you will see the rewards, I promise you. And if you're having trouble, actually connecting with demons, I mean, there's so many things you can do about that. Like I said, just keep it simple, spend some quality time, building those relationships. But there's a lot of other incredible things that you can do. So before I go any further, let me check out what you guys are saying here. So somebody said, I've come across people that say they're married to a particular demon. Is that possible? I may not be the right person to ask about this. I think some people are probably going to hate me for saying this, because I don't really necessarily fit into the demonolatry community very well, because I do demonolatry a lot differently than other people do. And I see demons a lot differently than people do. I'm not into the whole, God spousing stuff. That's what they call it, God spousing, whenever you're married to a demon. I know a lot of people that claim that they're, God spouse to Lucifer, or they're God spouse to Belial, or there's, people that talk about these really intimate relationships, like just like a boyfriend situation with like Belial and stuff like that. And I just don't really get that. I've been working with demons for years, and I just don't get it. I think there's a fine line in demonolatry, and with all witchcraft and occult things, where people can kind of go off into a very delusional space, because the occult, like that word, means hidden. It's like mysterious, like all the things having to do with the occult are things that aren't finite. They're not definite, they're very mysterious. So I think a lot of people can perceive things in a lot of different ways. And I'm not trying to like demean anybody else's experience, but I think it's really easy for, things that are so mysterious and so like kind of personally perceived in so many different ways, for people to, kind of add in their own, like I said earlier, kind of their own shit, into it. So maybe somebody that's like not having a relationship in real life, that like, they're not getting that fulfillment, so they put it on a demon and they claim that they're married to, a demon. So I'm sorry if you're asking because you are into that sort of thing. I'm not trying to be demeaning. It's just not something that I'm into. It's not something I believe in. I think it's just people kind of, going off and putting their own stuff into things that it's not really there, So I think that it's just a really easy thing to do. There also is a lot of like mental illness. I'm not saying that those people are mentally ill, but there is a lot of mental illness in the world. So you have to understand, like whenever you listen to other people talk about things that are of the occult nature, especially demons, that there's going to be a lot of people that are unstable, and put their mental illness into these things too. Like I've seen so many people, like do their clip-off initiation and like just completely lose their shit. Like it actually terrifies me. I've seen way too many people just like start going through a clip-off, initiation, and like thinking that they're like working on themselves, and they're like going through this, really intense like self-development, like claiming their power, and like then they turn into a shell of what they once were. I've seen that way too many times. So yeah, but you do need to, have some mental stability if you're going to be working, with any sort of entities or spirits or demons specifically. Like you need to have some previous mental stability. And it's okay if you have, mental eccentricities. I certainly do myself. But, you need to be grounded. You need to take the time to ground yourself, have a meditation practice, know yourself, have some self-awareness before you're actually like working with other entities. Because we're talking about tapping into, other realms. We're tapping into really intense energy. And you need to take things slow too. If you're a beginner, you're just starting to work with demons or spirits or even deities sometimes, like you need to build up your stamina. You need to take things slow. Make sure that you're not losing yourself in the process. Because if you are starting to lose yourself, you need to chill out. Like you need to slow down, take a couple steps back. Like you don't need to rush into things. But yeah, so I wasn't trying to say that people are like mentally unstable if they're talking about that, but I just don't agree with the whole God spousing stuff. That's just not something I'm into. Let me see what else you guys are saying here. Sorry, I was like yapping for a long time. If you guys have been on here before, you know that I do that. Okay. Hello, Alex. And hey, Matthew. Somebody actually said, I think sometimes protections can seem overly complicated. I definitely agree with that. I'm actually going to be doing a free workshop, I think in like 2 weeks or so. I haven't figured out the exact dates, but we are going to be doing it in the Academy as well. But we're getting into, in the Dark Arts Academy this month, we're getting into a lot of things about protections, but we're going to complicate it a little bit in the Academy because we're going to be doing like, using baneful magic for protection ward, and we're going to be working with Azazel and having a class on Azazel, which I'm super excited about. There's actually some people about to join the Academy specifically because we're going into Azazel, and I'm so excited. But yeah, protections don't have to be overly complicated. They can be super simple. And protections are something that you like absolutely have to know before you go into demonolatry or spirit work or anything like that. It's a necessity. It's spiritual self-care. But protections can be super, super simple. Like it can be literally like closing your eyes, envisioning, a light going around you, protecting, you in a circle. I mean, it can be as simple as, kind of just tapping into your auric field, your energy that surrounds your body, like your outer energy, and just like, like imagining like a protective symbol, like a rune or like a sigil there. I mean, there's so many like simple little things you can do without even like, using candles and things like that. You can call upon the elements, and it doesn't have to be this big elaborate ritual. You can call on the elements and just ask them to protect you, protect your space. If you work with demons, you can call on the elemental demons. Yeah, there's a lot of just super simple things, and it doesn't have to be this overcomplicated process. I definitely agree with that. That was a very good point. Hey, Bodhi. I just saw that you were on here as well. Then someone said, back to the protections being overcomplicated, I think it's usually best not to overthink them and also acknowledge when one is just being paranoid. Yeah, I definitely, like I said, I think that protections are essential, especially if you're a beginner. I mean, you don't always have to do, protection rituals, before your rituals and things if you are, if you've been doing the thing. But if you're a beginner, like, tapping into like, the infernal world or like spirits and stuff like that, I would say it's essential. But yeah, it's, I think also pretty easy for people to get paranoid, when tapping into other realms. So that is something that like you do need to check and like make sure that you're, keeping yourself grounded, you're keeping yourself chill, you're, working on your, on your psychic abilities and your intuition. So, when there's actually things going on, when there's, actual harm, or something to be actually afraid of. That's a big part of working with spirits and demons and things as well is, tapping into your psychic abilities and your intuition. So, when stuff's going down, and it also makes it to where you can sense these spirits and these entities, far more easily as well. Sorry, my mom just called. Belial that has that straightforward masculine problem-solving energy. No passivity there. Definitely agree with that, Alex. 100%. Hey, Jason, I just saw you were on here too. And Matthew said, just the experience of their energy is reward for me. I love it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, just like having their presence, you know, like, and that's kind of a thing too, like I said earlier, like whenever you know, connect with the demon, I mean, it's kind of like, I heard somebody say this recently, I can't remember who it was, but they said something like, if you connect with like, you know, a demon or like a deity or something, that it's like they kind of imprint on you, you know, like there's like this connection there. And it can go away, I think. Like I've had connections go away with spirits and things before if I hadn't worked with them in a really long time. And sometimes if I haven't worked with a demon or something in a really long time, they're still there. I can still feel them, you know. But like their presence it's like, you know, it kind of gets infused into your life. And you can't work with demons and like just expect that they're just going to show up, you know, when you're ready to do the spell. They're kind of always around. Not that they're just like always there, you know, but their energy is definitely infused into your life. And I love that. It's like one of my favorite things is like I said, you know, having that like constant protection, you know, even not like asking for it, having that support, like having that, you know, just day-to-day guidance on things. You know, if I'm like wanting something or like wanting to go next level in my, you know, self-development or like my self-mastery or tapping into my power, like I don't even have to like do a ritual about it. Like I get guidance from the demons and deities that I work with. And I love that. Like it's like nothing else. All right. Anyone know a basic left-hand path banishing to begin work? Actually, you're in the academy. I'm going to be doing a left-hand path lesser banishment ritual of the pentagram in the academy here in like the next week. So I filmed part of it, but then I got distracted. So I'm going to have to film the rest of it. I'll probably do that tonight, actually. So I might have it up for you guys tomorrow or like in the next couple of days. But yeah, it's like, it's very much like the, you know, lesser banishment ritual of the pentagram, but I kind of made it my own a little bit. And of course it's working with demons rather than angels. So yeah, it's going to be super awesome. I'm really excited to get that in there for you guys. And then, like I said, in the academy, we're also going to be working with Azazel, and we'll be working on some like protection, like baneful magic protection wards. And we're finally going to be doing our protection servitor ritual as well in the academy on Tuesday. So we have a lot of like really badass protection and like banishing stuff going on this month. So super excited about that. And just make sure I didn't miss anything else. Oh, what's your experience with Azazel? So Azazel is Instagram's being weird. I don't know if you guys can see me. It's like doing something weird on my screen right now. But I hope that you guys can see me okay. But my experience with Azazel, there's a lot to go in there. And I don't have a lot of time today, but I actually do plan on putting a video on YouTube for you guys. And this replay will also be on YouTube as well. But I'll have a replay on YouTube for you guys in, you know, like the next couple of days here, like maybe tomorrow. And I'm going to go like fully into my experiences with Azazel because there's so much to talk about and I'm so excited to get that out there. I've had people asking me for that video for like probably the past year and I still haven't done it. So it's actually on my list to get done either today or tomorrow. So I'll have that up on YouTube for you guys. You can find the link to my YouTube on my website and link in bio, or you can just look up Dark Witch Aveline on YouTube. And there's also some other cool videos on like Demonolatress, and there's some really cool shit on there. So go check it out. And of course, subscribe. So let me just see if there's anything else. I work in mental health and I endorse that message. And then somebody brought up that demons are an allegory, which I love that word, by the way, for the dark sides of our personality and our negative emotions. As a magician, you ritualistically take command of these entities and take control of your life. So I partially agree with that. I know there's a lot of people that either see demons outside of themselves as these separate entities, and there's some that see the demons as kind of like Carl Jung, talked about like the different, archetypes, like the different parts of our psyche and our subconscious. So I think they're actually both. And I know a lot of people that think they're both as well. I think that we do tap into, some like parts of our subconscious and like psyche working with demons, because all demons, definitely have these different attributes, these different energies, like these different archetypes essentially. But I also do feel like they are tapping into, energies that are outside of ourselves, that aren't a part of who we are. So I know that sounds maybe a little confusing, but I think it's both. But a lot of people agree with you that they're, just parts of our own personality. So a lot of people definitely agree with you. Hey, Christy. I just saw that you were on here too. Okay, you can see me? Good. Because my screen looks crazy right now. I can see like the chat, but I look like I'm cut in half or something. But I'm not, so. Okay, so a couple of other things I wanted to bring up. I got lost into blabbing about all the things, because I always do. I love talking about demons. I love talking about just anything witchy or occult or anything like that. But like I've already talked about, what's going on in the Dark Arts Academy. That is my monthly membership. That's super badass. Everybody in the Academy has been really patient with me the last couple of months, because I was dealing with some hardcore headaches and health issues. But we're like getting going like crazy now. So like we're about to start having, I think, like some weekly lives, like most weeks the next 2 months. We have a ton of live rituals planned. We have live classes planned. There's a full video library. Like there's just so many good things in there. So if you like are interested in getting, like kind of like connecting with demons, starting to work with demons, there's a lot of really good resources in there. There's a lot of good tutorials from beginner to advanced, I would say. There's demon deep dives. There's kind of like the Azazel class we're going to be doing in there, where, we go through everything having to do with that demon. There's already one on Lucifer, Astaroth, Lilith, already in there. Yeah, there's a lot to say about the Dark Arts Academy, but it's amazing. And I've loved having a bunch of you here today too. But yeah, we're going to start doing like, I think weekly lives, at least the next 2 months. Cause usually we just do like 2 lives a month, but I want to make it up to you guys, since you guys have been so patient with me the last 2 months. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff. Like, I think that, yeah, we'll still have like, the big group rituals, like every month, but I also want to just start kind of doing like some cool witchy stuff together. Just, and some of the lives as well, but we can like do some Q&As and stuff like that. But yeah. And if you guys, want like more of a course too, I am going to be releasing the Infernal Foundations course tonight. I did have the demonic course that was like an intro to demonolatry, but I took that away because I've made it so much better. So the Infernal Foundations course will be available tonight, and I'll probably have it on sale for like $66 for like maybe the next week or so, and then it'll go up to $88. But that's just going to have like all the foundations of working with demons, like altar, tools, incense, oleums, how to do research, book recommendations, choosing your demons, beginner demons, stuff like that. And then I actually do have, here in 2.5 weeks, Infernal Delights starting. And if you've checked this out before, it was a huge program that was like going through all of the stages of demonolatry, but now I've broken it up into smaller programs. So it's on sale until Monday night for $225 US, and it's really just going to be focusing on connecting deeply with demons and initiating that connection and just starting to build the relationship. And then next month we'll move into Infernal Sorcery in a different program. That's where we go into demonic magic and everything you need to know for that. So I wanted to make it more affordable, more accessible, and anybody that's bought the Infernal Delights before I broke it up, you guys will get all of the programs for the price you paid. So don't worry about that. But yeah, that's going to be starting on September 23rd. And it's going to be 5 weeks. And we're really, like I said, going into We actually, let me get my notes here really quick. We're going to be doing some like preparing for demonolatry kind of thing. So we're going to be like going into like choosing your demons, beginner demons, kind of delving into your beliefs on demons, reasons why you want to connect with them. Also, kind of learning about the elemental demons, how to, work with them for protections. Then we're going to move into, initiating the connection with like meditation, just like really connecting with their energy, knowing how to sense their energy, just like making sure that we're facilitating that connection. And then we go into building relationships. And this is going to be the super fun section where we're going to do dream work rituals. We're going to, do some really intense meditations and different kinds to connect, kind of in deeper ways. And then we've also got divination with demons, meditation, journaling, devotional rites. That's something I'm super excited about. It's instead of like doing a rite to like attain something, it's it's a rite, it's an invocation to just devote some time and a ritual to them. It's part of building the relationship before you're asking for them to help you with things. And then like there's bath and shower rituals. And then we do have some lives. We're going to be doing some live rituals. The first one's going to be invoking the elemental demons for like a grounding and protection ritual, which you can, continue to do, as you do your rituals and you move into demonic magic. And then we'll be doing a devotional rite to Lucifer, where we'll also do some journaling prompts with him and like some hardcore meditation. And then we will have a divination session with Astaroth and do a dream work ritual with her or him. Lots of people perceive Astaroth as male or female. I get the very feminine version of Astaroth. So yeah, it's going to be super amazing. Like I said, it's on sale till Monday night for $225, and then it will go up. But it's going to be amazing. There's going to be homework to like some worksheets and like activities to do. And the worksheets you're going to have to turn in. Not like you're going to get graded like, oh, this is wrong. I just want to like see that you guys are doing the work. I want this to be very action focused. I want to make sure that you guys are implementing things, like you're actually, using the information, like, building your demonolatry practice. So this is going to be super awesome. And then if you don't need that, then like I said, November 1st, Infernal Sorcery will start. We'll be getting, deep into demonic magic, everything that you need to know. And we'll get into some different types of demonic magic too, deeper than what we go into in the academy. So yeah, go check out things. Everything's on my website, darkwitchaveline.com. The link is in the bio, of course. And if you ever have any questions about anything, about demons, about anything I offer, about the academy, feel free to reach out to me. I'm not always free, but I do try to get back to, everybody that asks me questions. And I like to think I give good advice on things, but that's kind of up to you if I do or not. But yeah, I'm always here, and I always try to support other, witches and occultists that are on their path and trying to figure their path out. And yeah, so, but if you guys want some homework to do, if you haven't ever connected with a demon before, Lucifer is a super incredible beginner-friendly demon. Can be very intimidating, I think, if you've never worked with demons. Like, oh, start with Lucifer? Like, what? Before I first started demonolatry, I was like, that doesn't seem like a beginner demon to me. But he truly is. He's very helpful. He's also, kind of the gateway to all other demons. So if you're not able to connect with another demon, very effectively, he can help. He's really good at helping, whenever you move on to spell work, he's good at helping with everything that you can think of. He's a really good support. So if you want, to just kind of start your path, if you're thinking about working with demons, cast a little protection circle in your head or call on the elements and, maybe just light a black candle or a candle if you have one, and just, maybe recite Lucifer's end to just connect with him. Not to invoke him or evoke him into your space or to ask him for anything. Just connect with his energy. And his demonic N is Renish Tasa Ubraka Piasa Ikar Lucifer. And you can find it online too, I'm sure, if you Google it. But just repeat that a couple of times. Close your eyes, do some meditation, just take some deep breaths and just connect. And, just kind of get that connection started. And like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to message me. But yeah, so all of these exciting things are happening, and I'll be doing more lives. I've been planning on doing like a weekly live for a while, but yeah, I'm going to start doing more of these because I love hanging out with you guys. I love all of your questions, and I love this community. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I'll be posting some fun things later here on Instagram. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me.